All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. A very happy New Year to all our listeners. I am Anuja Kumar and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lay foundation stone of lighthouse projects under Global Housing Technology Challenge India at 11 this morning. Government extends deadline for 100% collection of toll charges on national highways till February 15th. Centre orders 83 crore syringes for COVID-19 vaccination. Nationwide dry run to begin tomorrow. CBSE to hold board examinations for class 10th and 12th from 4th of May. Countries around the world welcome New Year 2021 with fireworks. And cold wave conditions intensify in North India. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of Lighthouse Projects LHPs under Global Housing Technology Challenge GHTC India at 6 sites across 6 states at 11 a.m. today through video conferencing. The Prime Minister will also announce the winners under Affordable Sustainable Housing Accelerators India and give out annual awards for excellence in implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban PMAYU mission. During the event, Mr. Modi will also release a certificate course on innovative construction technologies named Navariti, New, Affordable, Validated, Research, Innovation Technologies for Indian Housing, and a compendium of 54 innovative housing construction technologies identified through GHTC India. The Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs, along with Chief Ministers of Tripura, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh will be present on the occasion. Indore is among 6 sites where the Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone of the ambitious Lighthouse Project LHP. Governor Anandiben Patel, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, among others, will take part in the program virtually from Indore. More from our correspondent.
New techniques of building construction will get a boost in the state and construction period will also be reduced with the implementation of Lighthouse Project in Indore. As many as 1,024 residential units are to be constructed through prefabricated sandwich panel system under this ambitious project of Indore. Through the Lighthouse Project, the city will play an important role in the promotion of new construction technology. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, at Rajkot in Gujarat yesterday through video conferencing. Addressing on the occasion, the Prime Minister said if 2020 was the year of health challenges, 2021 is going to become the year of health solutions. He stressed India will play a major role in the health solutions as it played in meeting the challenges of 2020. Given the competence of Indian medical professionals and service motivation, along with expertise like mass immunization experience, India will provide smart and affordable solutions to the world. Health startups are integrating health solutions and technology and making healthcare accessible. The Prime Minister remarked that India's record of saving victims of corona has been much better than other countries.
वैक्सीन को लेकर भारत में हर जरूरी तैयारियां चल रही है। भारत में बनी वैक्सीन तेजी से हर जरूरी वर्ग तक पहुंचे, इसके लिए कोशिशें अंतिम चरणों में हैं। दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा टीकाकरण अभियान चलाने के लिए भारत की तैयारियां जोरों पर है। मुझे विश्वास है कि जिस तरह बीते साल संक्रमण से रोकने के लिए हमने एकजुट होकर प्रयास किए, उसी तरह टीकाकरण को सफल बनाने के लिए भी पूरा भारत एकजुटता से आगे बढ़ेगा।
Government has ordered 83 crore syringes for COVID-19 vaccination drive and universal immunization program in the country. The Union Health Ministry said the centre has also invited bids for 34 crore more syringes. Government has prioritized 30 crore people for COVID vaccine, which includes health workers, frontline workers and sanitization staff. Earlier, the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration of COVID-19 had recommended 3 prioritized population groups, including healthcare workers of about 1 crore, frontline workers about 2 crores, and prioritized age group about 27 crores. The dry run for COVID-19 vaccine will take place across the country tomorrow. The centre has asked all states and union territories to ensure effective preparedness for the vaccine rollout. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan yesterday chaired a high-level meeting to review the preparedness at session sites for COVID-19 vaccination with Principal Secretaries, Health, NHM MDs and other health administrators of all states and UTs through video conference. During the dry run, the activity is proposed to be conducted in all state capitals in at least 3 session sites.
A total of 574 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection were reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to over 6,25,000. The Delhi government said that over 6,09,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 888 people recovered and 13 deaths were reported in the city, taking the toll to 10,536. Presently, the total number of active cases in the national capital is 5,511.
In Bihar, 2,46,685 patients have so far recovered from the COVID-19 infection. The number of active cases is continuously declining. Currently, 4,709 patients are receiving treatment at various hospitals. In all, 299 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours, while 392 new COVID-19 cases were reported. COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 97.58% in Bihar. This is 1.54% more than the national average. Gujarat has recorded 780 new cases of COVID-19 during the last 24 hours. The recovery rate has further improved to 94.23%. More details on this from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
The total number of COVID-19 cases detected so far in Gujarat has reached up to 2,45,038. Out of this, 2,30,893 patients recovered. 916 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. More than 96,52,000 tests have been carried out in the state till date. At present, total active cases in the state are 9,839, out of which 61 patients are on ventilator. 4 patients died yesterday, taking the total deaths due to COVID-19 up to 4,306. Meanwhile, night curfew imposed in Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Surat and Rajkot has been extended till 14 January. It will now remain effective from 10 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Karnataka reported 952 new COVID-19 positive cases during the past 24 hours. 1,282 people were cured from the disease and discharged from various hospitals in the state. At present, 11,271 COVID patients are undergoing treatment across the state. Among them, 194 are in the ICU. 9 COVID patients lost their life and a total number of fatalities have increased to 12,090. 1,15,451 COVID samples were tested during the past 24 hours and the total number of tests have gone up to 1,40,78,158. More from our Bengaluru correspondent.
A dry run of COVID-19 vaccination for frontline warriors will commence tomorrow in 5 districts in the state. Bengaluru Urban, Mysuru, Belagavi, Shimoga and Kalaburgi districts are chosen for the dry run. In Bengaluru Urban, 3 primary healthcare centers have been identified and in the remaining 4 districts, the dry run will be conducted in primary health centers, taluk hospitals and the district hospitals. The dry run is conducted to see the feasibility of the system before the actual vaccination starts. Meanwhile, schools will be open for the 10th and the 12th standard students from today after a gap of 9 months with the COVID-19 protocols. R. Murthy, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Odisha government will set up a memorial in honor of all the COVID warriors who sacrificed their lives fighting the deadly virus. The memorial will carry the names of all the martyred COVID warriors to keep their memory alive. Our Odisha correspondent has filed this report.
Odisha has fairly succeeded in cornering the virus, but in the process has lost more than 100 frontline COVID warriors as well. The state government have decided to construct a memorial in capital Bhubaneswar to immortalize the sacrifice of these COVID warriors. This was declared by Chief Minister Nabin Patnaik yesterday while interacting with the family members of the martyred COVID warriors through video conferencing. Meanwhile, COVID-19 active caseload of the state has further contracted down below 2,300, with the test positivity dwindling down to 4.74% as of now. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
Telangana reported 461 fresh COVID cases during the past 24 hours. With this, the total COVID cases reported in the state has gone up to 2,86,815. The state conducted over 42,000 tests yesterday. The recovery rate reported at 97.43%, with 617 more people recovering yesterday.
In Assam, lower primary schools to be reopened today. Before the reopening of schools, a set of standard operating procedures, SOPs, have been issued by the Assam government. According to the SOP, lower primary schools will open for classes on alternate days for all classes from 1st to 5th. The SOP mandates the issued guidelines for government and private institutions equally. It states that the schools will be functional from 9 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. Midday meals in government schools is also mentioned to be provided between 12:15 to 12:45 p.m. More than 14 crore free-of-cost cylinders have been provided to Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana PMUY beneficiaries during COVID-19. Under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package, free-of-cost LPG cylinders are being provided to the beneficiaries for up to 3 free LPG refills till 31st December 2020. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister said more than 7 crore 50 lakh beneficiaries have availed free cylinders under the scheme. The scheme aims at providing clean cooking fuel to the poor households.
In our special series, Year Ender 2020, today we bring you a report on India's quest for clean and green energy resources. The NDA government at the centre, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has drastically changed the landscape of energy production, distribution and its access in the last 6.5 years. The turnaround story in the power sector can be gauged by the fact that the nation today has an installed capacity to generate almost double of its peak energy requirement. The success story in this sector is equally shared by the robust growth in generation of energy from new and renewable resources. More details from our correspondent.
Centre's commitment and focused approach towards driving a vibrant renewable energy program began as early as the Narendra Modi government was sworn to power. The primary aim of the constant thrust to the sector has always been energy security, energy access and reducing the carbon footprints of the national economy. The objective also falls in line with India's commitments under the 2015 Paris Agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions intensity by 33 to 35% below the 2005 levels. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his address in the Climate Ambition Summit last year, said,
"Our solar capacity has grown from 2.63 gigawatts in 2014 to 36 gigawatts in 2020. Our renewable energy capacity is the 4th largest in the world. It will reach 175 gigawatts before 2022. And we have an even more ambitious target now, 450 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity by 2030.
With progressively declining costs, improved efficiency and reliability, renewable energy is an attractive option for meeting the energy needs across different sectors of the economy. The price per unit of electricity presently comes at nearly half of that generated from fossil fuels, and this too will reduce further with the kind of research and innovation going on in the field. Speaking exclusively to AIR News, Union Minister for New and Renewable Energy R.K. Singh said,
by 2030, our non-fossil fuel generating capacity will be 65%. If you add the capacity under construction, then our non-fossil fuel power generation capacity comes to almost about 50%, 51%. We've asked every state to select one town or city, which they will declare as a solar city, a totally green city. Now, the other focus areas, so apart from one city in every state, the focus areas are Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, and Ladakh.
The central government upscaled the targets of solar power installation in the country under National Solar Mission in 2015 and raised it to 100 gigawatts from just 20 gigawatts. The Annadata farmers in the country have been fortified by making them as Urja Datas as well under the multi-beneficial scheme PM Kusum. The scheme allows farmers to set up small solar power stations in their barren lands which can be sold to the state governments. It allows installation of solar power pumps and thus solving the issue of irrigation for vast stretches of agricultural lands. Government is also promoting solar rooftop systems in commercial, industrial and residential sectors through policy and regulatory interventions. Renewable energy projects have been given priority sector lending status for loans up to a limit of 30 crore rupees. Despite the pandemic and lockdown of the last year, the bidding for new projects and installation of the projects continued in the sector. The renewable energy sector also gives a boost to an Atmanirbhar Bharat as it will reduce dependency on coal which is imported from foreign countries. Government has rolled out production-linked incentive schemes for the sector under which highly efficient machineries and modules are manufactured and designed indigenously. Anand Chaturvedi, AIR News, Delhi.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lay foundation stone of lighthouse projects under Global Housing Technology Challenge India at 11 this morning. Government extends deadline for 100% collection of toll charges on national highways till February 15th. Centre orders 83 crore syringes for COVID-19 vaccination. Nationwide dry run to begin tomorrow. CBSE to hold board examinations for class 10th and 12th from 4th of May. Countries around the world welcome New Year 2021 with fireworks. And cold wave conditions intensify in North India. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has extended the deadline for 100% collection of toll charges on the National Highway network through FASTag till February 15th. Earlier, the National Highways Authority of India, NHAI, had announced to completely do away with cash transactions for paying toll charges from January 1st. Currently, the share of transactions by FASTag is hovering around 75 to 80%. In a communication to NHAI, the ministry has said the Highways Authority can obtain the needed regulatory requirement from it for ensuring 100% cashless fee collection from February 15th. Income Tax Department carried out search and seizure action on 2 Kolkata-based groups engaged in manufacturing and trading of steel, marbles and stones and food grains. The search action has resulted in unearthing of incriminating evidences revealing various shell entities being used for raising bogus share capital, unsecured loans, discrepancies in stock and out-of-the-books cash transactions. The groups have accepted that they used shell companies to route back their own unaccounted money. A total concealment of income amounting to 178 crore rupees has been detected so far, including excess stock of 38 crore rupees. The search action has resulted in seizure of unaccounted cash of 1 crore rupees and jewellery worth 1.42 crore rupees.
Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has announced the schedule of the CBSE board examinations for class 10th and 12th. He said that the CBSE board examinations will be held from 4th May to 10th June 2021.
अब हम लोग इस निर्णय पर पहुंचे हैं कि जो बोर्ड की परीक्षा है 4 मई से प्रारंभ हो जाए। को भरोसा है कि हम 10 जून तक इसको पूरा कर सकेंगे और समय पर ही हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे। कॉपियों का निरीक्षण कराएंगे और समय पर आपका रिजल्ट भी तैयार करके और परिणामों को घोषणा 15 जुलाई तक कर देनी चाहिए। प्रैक्टिकल की जो परीक्षाएं हैं वो आपकी 1 मार्च से शुरू हो जाएंगी। मेरी शुभकामना आप पूरी ताकत के साथ और बहुत आत्मबल के साथ बिना किसी तनाव के आप परीक्षा की तैयारी में जुटे। वक्त भी हमारे पास है और आपको पाठ्यक्रम भी बहुत अच्छा आ रहा है और सीबीएसई ने वैसे भी इन परिस्थितियों में 30% पाठ्यक्रम को अपना कम किया।
People across India bid adieu to 2020 and welcome the new year 2021 with muted celebrations due to COVID-19 restrictions. In the national capital, no celebratory events, congregations and gatherings at public places were permitted as night curfew has been imposed in the city till tomorrow. Section 144 were also imposed in Bengaluru, Mumbai and Pune. Citizens in Maharashtra welcomed the new year following the guidelines issued by the state government, making it a low-key affair. People preferred to stay at home, and those who had come to famous places like Gateway of India, Marine Drive, returned home before 11 p.m., responding to the call given by the police. Our Mumbai correspondent has filed this report.
Mumbaikars did not gather in large number at famous places like Gateway of India, Marine Drive, Girgaon Chowpatty, Juhu Chowpatty and other places in the city. As there was night curfew in Mumbai, people returned home in time and the famous spots were deserted at the time of the arrival of the new year. Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has extended the greetings of the new year to the people of the state and also appealed them to make a new year resolution of taking proper care of personal health as well as others' health. He reminded them of their responsibility of following self-discipline as shown in the last year and remain vigilant till the end of the global pandemic. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
However, in Goa, tourists and locals welcomed New Year with beautiful fireworks. In Kerala, very few people turned up to celebrate the New Year at Fort Kochi as compared to other years. In Kolkata, West Bengal police distributed masks to people who were not wearing them as they turned up at Park Street for celebrations. In Punjab, people visited Golden Temple in Amritsar to welcome the New Year.
The President, the Vice President and the Prime Minister have greeted the people on the occasion of New Year 2021. In his message, President Ramnath Kovind said, every New Year provides an opportunity to make a new beginning and emphasizes the resolve for individual and collective development. He said this difficult time arising out of COVID-19 situation is a time for all the people to move forward unitedly. Mr. Kovind said, this is also the time to strengthen the cultural values that reinforce the belief of unity in diversity. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said New Year is an occasion that reinforces our spirit of optimism, hope and bonhomie. Vice President expressed hope that all will overcome the challenges with grit, confidence, solidarity and resilience to welcome the new year with renewed commitment to defeat this pandemic. He said with vaccine likely to be available anytime soon, 2021 should be welcomed with new enthusiasm and positivity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted the nation on the occasion of New Year 2021.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, आज 2021 की शुरुआत होने जा रही है। मैं आपको नए वर्ष के लिए बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। आप खुद स्वस्थ रहिए, अपने परिवार को स्वस्थ रखिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Extending greetings of the new year to the people, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said the year 2020 started with the coronavirus and the vaccine came at the end of the year.
नया साल शुरू हो रहा है, ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं। पिछले वर्ष की छाया इस साल न पड़े। कोरोना से 2020 शुरू हुआ, वैक्सीन से उसका अंत हो रहा है, अच्छी चीज है। मनुष्य की लगन, प्रतिभा, मेहनत, बुद्धि, उसके कारण ये वैक्सीन सिद्ध हुआ है। इस बार बचना है, 6 महीने और सावधानी बरतनी है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ नई तरक्की की मंजिल भी प्राप्त करनी है।
Countries around the world have welcomed 2021 with fireworks, but crowds were only allowed at some displays. New Zealand was one of the first countries in the world to welcome the new year. Fireworks exploded over Hagley Park in Christchurch during New Year celebrations. Fireworks explode over the Sydney Opera House and Harbour Bridge as New Year celebrations begin in Australia. 1 million people would usually crowd the Sydney Harbour to watch the annual fireworks. But this year, authorities advised revellers to watch the fireworks on television amid COVID-19. Melbourne, Australia's second most populous city, cancelled its fireworks. Taiwan hosted its usual fireworks display by its capital city's iconic tower, Taipei 101. Officials in Hong Kong cancelled the pyrotechnics over Victoria Harbour as well as the annual iconic Lunar New Year parade in February. In Russia, President Vladimir Putin delivered his annual message, which was available online.
Cold wave conditions have intensified in the northern states of the country. Met Department said fresh western disturbances will impact western Himalayan belt as well as in the adjoining areas. So the cold wave will continue in North India as the new year sets in. With these changes in weather, light rains or snowfall is predicted around Sunday. This spell is likely to last till 6th of January. Over the next 48 hours, cold wave conditions will sweep over Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, UP, Rajasthan, Western MP and Delhi. Met Department predicts dense or very dense fog in some pockets over Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, and dense fog in isolated pockets over Bihar, Assam and Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura over the next 2 days. Uttarakhand, West Madhya Pradesh will experience dense or very dense fog in some pockets over the next 24 hours. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital will experience cold wave. The temperature will vary between 5 and 16 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 20 and 32 degrees Celsius. Chennai had generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will hover between 23 and 30 degrees Celsius. Kolkata witnessed fog or mist in the morning and will have mainly clear sky later. Srinagar had mainly clear sky and it will become partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between -3 degrees Celsius and 9 degrees. In Jammu, the minimum temperature was 4 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be 19 degrees. The city will have mainly clear sky. Leh will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was -15 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be -1 degree. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky and it will become cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between -4 degrees to 10 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will move between 1 to 17 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 5 and 21 degrees Celsius. The city will have mainly clear sky.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. 2021 brings hope, ready for largest vaccine drive. Hindustan Times quotes the Prime Minister as the DCGI hints at clearance for vaccine early in the new year. Modern vaccine shows 94.1% efficacy, writes the Pioneer. In likelihood of a sharp economic recovery and possible double-digit earnings growth, a headline in the Economic Times writes, India among this year's 5 most preferred emerging markets. A front-page headline in the Indian Express reports, EPFO starts crediting 8.5% interest rate for 2019-20. Almost all the dailies have reported on the CBSE board exams notification. CBSE board exams to begin from May 4th. Final results will be released by July the 15th. Flexibility for practicals, notes the Hindu. The paper also covers the story of Brexit becoming a reality yesterday as Britain leaves Europe's single market. And finally, children in dozens of informal colonies in Badalpur near the Delhi-Haryana border will get a big space to play as a New Year's gift. Mining pits to be turned into 10-acre facility creating an eco-park is a story in the Times of India.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to lay foundation stone of lighthouse projects under Global Housing Technology Challenge India at 11 this morning. Government extends deadline for 100% collection of toll charges on national highways till February 15th. Centre orders 83 crore syringes for COVID-19 vaccination. Nationwide dry run to begin tomorrow. CBSE to hold board examinations for class 10th and 12th from 4th of May. Countries around the world welcome New Year 2021 with fireworks. And cold wave conditions intensify in North India. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.